It is time to look at the Bazi Chinese horoscope for the month of December and to look at the flying stars Feng Shui for our homes as we head into this holiday season. So welcome, my name is Lydia, and this is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. And on this channel, I often like to read the charts of famous people. I think it helps us to better understand our own lives and our own charts. So welcome. If this is something that speaks to you, sparks interest, please hit the bell and subscribe. Maybe like if you enjoy this. I have lots of videos coming out as we prepare for the year of the snake. It is going to be, we're getting close, friends, to a really paramount time in the United States. I think a lot of us can feel it. And so let's jump into a review. I always like to begin a monthly forecast by reviewing where we've been. And November started after the US election. And the pig that rules the month of November is a very different energy, right? Than the month of October, which is the dog. So heavy earth energy, battling with the dragons, so fighting and contentious. And the pig, came in and brought this feeling of comfort, the need to rest, the need to process, and maybe just finish that bag of chips. Just overindulge, however that presents itself for you. Maybe you overindulge in food, maybe you overindulge in a hobby or something else. I hope whatever it is that it is healthy. I will say that. Because as we head into the holiday season, we do tend to party a little bit more, and there is always that caution to not overdo the fun, right? And maybe you had that feeling of just tossing life in the air in November, despite whatever was going on in the world that may or may not have been impacting you, that you just were like, screw it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to the couch. I'm just going to plop down and binge watch a funny show and change the mood. Because we can do that. What a cool thing. Even when horrible things are going on or things are confusing or we just can't figure it out, we can change the channel in our own heads. At least there's that. And we can say, in this moment, I'm going to choose to entertain myself with good humor or friendship, time, to indulge in things that are about me and benefiting my health, my welfare. Gathering with your besties, your loves, your family, your community. That we are so much more than the narrative that is outside of our lives. And so, as we gather in gratitude, thanking those that we most appreciate, we see the edges of our days glimmer a little bit brighter, right? And the dragon and the pig may have been the duo that ignited you to get lost in illusion and ride off onto a rainbow. Maybe that was your November. I know I found that my days were just slogging. I don't know that it felt heavy, but it felt kind of like it was just going along. Nothing big happened. I did spend a lot more time in November opening up my schedule to see friends. And put in the comments, what were you up to in November? How did you enjoy the time of the pig? Did you find yourself more social, more often daydream clouds, more indulging in just relaxing, taking it easy? Was that your vibe for November? I'm curious to know. And I definitely did some self-care, which was really needed and wonderful. So there we have it. We are slowly moving our way to the end of this year. And like I have said in previous videos, there is this, it's an anxiety that I feel about going into 2025. I love the transition time of January going into a new year, but I am never one to rush a process. And I think that, I'm not saying anything about other astrologers out here, but there is so much content that is out for you to watch, focusing on 2025 when we still have a year to finish. And that's the thing. If you're so focused on that, how can you be focused on this, right? And I want you to be focused on this. I want you to walk mindfully with me to the end of the year of the dragon, because step by step is how we get there. And if I allow my mind to go too far ahead, the things that I intuitively see sometimes are overwhelming. Information, there's so much of it, can be overwhelming. After a while, it's like my ears go numb and my brain can't process or take in much more. So we come to this now. December begins December 6th, and I'm reading off my blog in part just to keep myself focused. So I'll put a link to the blog below in the description so you can read it. And once you're on the Kharma Khameleon website, you can also sign up for my monthly newsletter. Okay. So December 6th, we move into a Yang fire rat. The image that I have for that is like a big bonfire that's sitting in a little puddle of water. Almost like if you've ever built a campfire after a rain, sort of like that, except the wood is dry, the wood is burning. It is like a big, big fire. The fire obviously is controlling the water here. Even though water typically controls fire, there's just too little of it. Yin as opposed to yang, right? And so there is this duality of control and a conflict that is imbalanced, meaning the yin water that represents the Chinese horoscope animal of the rat, it has, like, what do I do here? There's so much fire. So it's got that vibe of the bonfire and a little puddle and misty rain, or the dew of dawn, or the dew of dusk coming down. And there's that alchemical interaction happening here. And you're going to see, unfortunately, as we go through the Ba-Gua for the Flying Stars Feng Shui of December, unfortunately, what I just spoke of, just alchemically, that's the vibe of December. It is contentious. It is fighting mad. It is aggravated. And it's guns blazing, knives out. So that all being said, I don't want you to plug into fear. We don't want that in astrology. We want awareness, and that awareness does what? Prepares you so that you can make the adjustments needed so that you are working with the energy to the best, so that you are able. Everybody else is walking around going, why is all this happening? You know, and your knowing is your superpower. I sometimes will sit at a gathering and everybody's talking about what's going on. And I'm thinking, I feel like I've got the inside scoop because there's the external play that's going on. Then there's the alchemical energies of our astrologies, our collective astrologies. It's an important thing to balance with both Bazi, Chinese astrology, and Western, that we get the full picture of as above, so below. The unification of these energies and how we can work with it to our advantage. All right. So there's this overpowering sensation to this month of domination and oppression and power plays. I think we're going to see that possibly playing out more in our collective than in our personal astrology. And again, it's important to know, what are your 4 pillars? What is your Bazi astrology? This is a great time to get a reading with me. If you get a written chart, you not only get a 30-minute Q&A with me, you get a PDF file with a full read of your chart. So much cool information, relationships, your 10-year luck cycles that are the journey and story of your life, the balance and imbalance of elements and how to find balance. And the way that your chart interacts to divine the person you are living this life. Then I give you a free 2025 forecast with this reading so that you can then see what is my 2025 and month by month predictions forecasting. Awesome. I'll put a link for that. Would love to do that for you. And if you have never had a chart read with me and you just want the New Year update, I have that now as an offering. First time I've done that. So check that out as well. Okay. So the rat is super social and very much about the crowd, about community gathering. You could also, given the energy of this time, I could see in December a lot of rallying, a lot of protesting. There is a lot of fighting energy here, okay? Like people rising up, all right? But it's not the rooster, right? This is gathering, but the rooster tends to be very loud and we're gathering in order for our voices to be heard and to be seen. This is more like people gathering. This is community development. This is maybe strategizing. That's a great thing to work with the rat energy. The rat has a presence and a desire to connect. And it's also about finances and fiscal responsibility and a caution to how you spend money this holiday. What are you investing in? Right? What are you investing in? Have you been watching cryptocurrency? Because those alternative forms of currency are going to play a greater and greater role in how we do commerce in period 9 that takes us from 2024 to 2044. So yeah, and the question is also not only what are you investing in, who are you investing in, right? What are the quality of your relationships, right? For instance, if a relationship is full of conflict, or you feel oppressed, or you just don't feel like there's any harmony here, ask yourself, why do I continue to allow this relationship in my life? Is it a friendship I need to let go of? Is it a relationship I need to let go of? Is it a toxic work environment that I really need to get out from? And making the necessary steps to do that, right? No apologies, no excuses, no explaining the why. You can simply back out. And if the other person is wondering, where'd they go? Leave them wondering. Just saying. Now, sometimes you've got somebody that you can actually sit down and talk to and work through it. Other times, you know, it's not worth the time and energy you're just going to spend. The rat and the dragon together make a very charismatic energy. It is in December. It feels like a great time for collabs, for networking, standing with your people in solidarity. And there is a festive feeling to this pairing. Yeah. All right. So, we are now going to go around the Ba-Gua. Here we go for December. Guys, here it is. In all the journey that we have around the Ba-Gua wheel, in all of that story, I am sorry to say, there are 2 or 3, mostly 2 directions where there is fabulous energy to work with. And my recommendation to you is that you spend as much time in the southwest and the north part of your home. Let me make sure I do have that correct. Yeah, as possible. Southwest and the north. And everything else, it's fine to use, but do so with great caution. Avoid any big conversations, things like meetings, things like sit down with your teenager to go over something, some problem that's arisen. You want to avoid interacting with people in all those other directions. Now, that being said, the holidays are coming, and I often say that there are 2 energies that I feel, actually, I could add 3 energies of how we use a room that can very much soften the forecast. One is if it's your bedroom and you and your love are so in love and you're having a sexy time with this relationship. That sexy love energy, that really can make a room, even when it's contentious, so much softer. But again, the caution is to not bring up big conversations in that room. You just keep it sexy and soft and full of sleep. Another one is if you're having parties for the Western New Year and for Christmas and Hanukkah and all the things, if you're having parties and your friends are coming in and you're happy and they're happy and everybody's having a good time, awesome. Because that is filling your house with blessings. Use the energy. Use it. Offer it to your home. At the beginning of the party, I offer the joy that I am going to have tonight or this afternoon or wherever to the betterment of my home energy. At the end of the party, everybody's left. Oh my God, that was such a great time. I offer all of that joy to the energies of my home, right? This is how we use the energy. Because after a party, you feel it for days later. The echoing of fun conversations or laughter ringing through the halls of your home. And the last energy that I feel can neutralize, and this is far more, the other two are temporary, right? There are moments we're sleeping, where there are moments we're sexy, there are moments that we are having parties. And then there are, like, I have a room in my house I call a sanctuary. And the women's retreats that I host at my home, and I have a Lunar New Year 6-day self-reclamation retreat in January. Oh my God. It is going to be amazing. You learn not just about yoga and meditation and living a healthy life, but you also will learn, I will give classes on the Flying Stars Feng Shui of 2025, the Astrology of 2025, and look at your own Bazi astrology for the coming year. It is going to be such a rich landscape, and it is a tiny little retreat. That's what I do. I do little baby, small group retreats. So I'll put the link to that. Yeah. So, okay, where was I? Oh, the sanctuary. If you have an altar, sacred space in your home, that room, and hopefully it's not your bedroom, that's not a good place for that, that you have this space where you do your meditation or prayer or yoga, or all of it, or your journaling corner where you have a table set up with crystals, you burn incense and a candle, maybe you have some statues. Mine tends to be a little bit elaborate. It even has bookshelves so that I can put my tarot decks and other spiritual books. So that energy of that room for me feels very blessed and super peaceful. I know that spirit comes to me when I'm sitting in my practice. And so that room feels very different from the rest of my home. So that's another one, okay? And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'm open to that for sure. Love to hear from you. All right, so we're gonna go around the Ba-Gua. We're gonna start at the center with star number 3 that's visiting for this year. So you have a period 9 star, and then you have the visiting monthly star, and then you have the annual star. Now, the best way with flying stars, which I find myself to be it's complicated because each star has qualities, and the way that they dance together, you could have, of the 3 stars sitting there, you can have one thing going on, another thing going on, and then you have to figure out what the overarching message is, and it can get a little confusing, which is why you hire someone like me to solve that for you. Great time also to get your house ready for 2025 with a virtual Feng Shui consultation. Would love to do that with you. All right, so we start in the center with the annual star 3, the period 9 star in this area is 9. And then we have for December, the 4 star. So 3 and 4 are both wood stars, all right? Yeah, it's a mess. I'm telling you, sorry, but December is a mess. So in the center, the 9 star is awesome. That's our ruling star of fame and wealth and good fortune all through this 20-year period. But the 3 and 4, the 4 is like divorce and breakups and heartache, and the 3 star is like aggravated, bitchy energy. And the 2 together are really bad. And even though there can be some goodness coming from the 9 star, my feeling is when the overarching energy is so negative is to just do what you can to weaken that. So what we're going to do in this situation, because it feels so conflicted, is to use the color red, which is the annual cure. A red happy hody sitting on 7 red envelopes to protect your relationships is a great idea. And you're going to hear me say happy hody everywhere. Seriously, just get a whole bunch of happy hodies. Put them around your whole house, because this month is an argument waiting to happen. It's a breakup waiting to happen, a divorce waiting to happen, a dissolving of a partnership and business waiting to happen. We, my friends, must live from our hearts this month with compassion, understanding, taking a beat before you react. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So the color is red in the center of your home. Red happy hody sitting on 7 red envelopes. Okay. Then we come around to the west. The 5 stars here. 5 stars, the worst energy. Yeah. So we don't want any banging, loud noises, deep digging, or construction. We want to keep this room dark. That's another thing to do with rooms that have bad energy, negative energy, is to darken the room, close the door, don't use it. It's the best thing to do. And when we completely close off and darken a room, the energy goes stagnant and doesn't impact us at all. The more that we use it, the more light that comes in, the more human activity we have, the more the stars and the energy at play will be electrified and animated. All right, so the 5 star in the west, December brings the 6 star with period 9, 2 star. All right, so we've got the 5, the 6, and the 2. And this again is a very contentious situation. We're looking at illness, financial problems, relationship disharmony, and anything that the 6 star could bring that would be good is lost. So be really, and also be mindful. I have to say this, I live in a house that's built in 1906, 1905, something like that. Very old house, 120-year-old house. Wow. And I have ghosts. Absolutely, I have ghosts. They're not always around, but this energy, this is ghost energy. And the fact that I have a wind chime out there, which a 6-rod metal wind chime is the cure for this year to break up the negative energy, can also bring in the spirits. So just be mindful of that. And not all spirits are negative. They're not all negative, but you want to be careful of being haunted. Let's just go straight there. The best thing, and this is another one, metal everywhere. So all those people that have those houses with the palette of gray are winning out right now. Yeah. So we're looking at metal, white, gray, black, very zen. And the cure, if this is your front door, I would not be using it. If you have to use it, I would put a Ba-Gua mirror, a convex Ba-Gua mirror on the front door, and gold food dogs flanking the front steps. If this is a kitchen, you cover the burners of the stovetop with like metal cookie trays to block that image of fire. And if this is a bedroom, under the bed, put a salt water cure, and at the bedside table, a Wulu health gourd. Okay. And I am affiliate with the Feng Shui Mall. I'll also put the link to that. Please, if you do go shopping for cures, use them. They're amazing, far better quality than the stuff you get off of Amazon. And it feels like you're getting things that have that energy, not just coming out of somebody's warehouse. This is a business that is focused on selling these cures, and energetically, it feels better to me. All right. Then vacate the room. Don't sleep here. Don't go in and out the front door here. And again, a chiming clock, something that chimes is great. Depress. Again, we're moving around the west. We're depressing the west. We're depressing the northwest. The northwest is the home of the dog, the Shui Po for 2024. This sits opposite to the annual dragon. Very contentious energy. We have the 4-star visiting, which is a wood star in a metal direction, not a happy thing. Then this month of December, in comes the 5-star. And we have for so the overall energy here is just really, really negative. You don't want to face southeast. You want to face northwest. Put your back to the southeast. Keep this area of your home quiet, no construction, no big noises. The combination here is really bad for relationships. Also, a real caution to mental health. You're going to hear me mention that a bunch also. Overall, be really mindful in the northwest of your health, your safety, and any financial concerns. The period 9 1-star just doesn't help the situation. It actually aggravates the condition for health. I know for some of us that the holidays can be very depressing, especially if you're full of grief. And this might be the first holiday or the second or third or fourth since you have lost someone really special to you. Be gentle with yourself, friends. Do what you need to do to mother yourself, to love yourself, to care for yourself in the most gentle way possible. And just because society says we're supposed to be festive and having parties and buying all this stuff to give all these gifts, you and I, we all are sovereign in our choices, that you can say no thank you. Heck, get on a plane and go off on some lovely trip to Cancun or something, you know? Do what you need to do for your welfare, your mental health. What do you need, right? So in this situation in the Northwest, we want metal and we also want blue and black, which is going to help mitigate the conflict of wood and earth, or wood and metal here. All right. And there are lots of cures, again, that you can put into place. If you go to the blog, you'll see the full list. One of the ones to protect relationships here is to put a Chinese coin with the 4 characters facing up on a rose quartz crystal. You can also do 4 stalks of lucky bamboo in a blue vase. No family photos here. In fact, look at where your family photos are. And you may just be putting them all in a box for the month of December. Sometimes we need to do that. Now, if it's people that have passed on, ancestral pictures, maybe you can leave those up. But in general, you want to take them down. Yeah, so now we come around to one of the better directions. After all, we only have 2. Let's work with it. So in the north, which is water, we have the 8 star, which is earth. And then December brings the 9 star. And even though the 5 star is there for period 9, which is a negative influence, the greater, I don't know if I finished this thought earlier, the period number is kind of almost comes to my mind, it's like the year you're born. It's an overarching flavor, but the year and the month are the most dynamic, active. These are the stars that can come in and boom, blow something up, or bring something like this situation, which is a sudden surprise blessing. A chance meeting that turns into something really cool, or an event that takes place that catapults you in your career. It's a very, very good direction. Yeah. You want to, again, be mindful of your health issues, but this is a great place for business and finances. You're going to mitigate with metal, black, white, and gray, but also bring in 8 silk red flowers in a red vase to animate that 8 star. And the red silk flowers will also dance with the 9 star, which is fire. But this is a very nice combination in the north. Very good for business and money. Now we come around to the northeast where the 6 star has been, and that's been a very nice energy for money and success. Except period 9 comes in with the 6 star. The 7 star is coming in for December, and the period star is 3. We've got this bitchy energy for the period 9, but then we have the 7 star with the 6 star, and the 2 metal stars come together. That is called fighting energy. It's like knives out. This is arguments that turn violent. You want to make sure, if this is your kitchen, to be super careful working with any sharp blades. You want to make sure there are no guns or knives or sharp objects stored in the northeast. You want to avoid anything that could be potentially violent here. Check for security, your windows, your doors in the northeast. You also want to look at legal problems and defamation, family disharmony, and loss of money. The best colors, again, are metal, gray, white, and black. You can bring in, again, a gold happy hody for bringing in some harmony. Also, crystals like black obsidian. And you can also throw in just a little bit of blue here. But yeah, it is, again, fighting energy. We come around to the east where the 1 star is. This is our future wealth star. And it's been a great placement because the 1 star is water, the east is wood, that's harmonious. But here we've got star 7 coming in period 9, which is not welcome. And in December, we have the 2 star. This is, again, super negative. It's got a lot of fighting. There's sickness, there's gossip. So we want to focus on the color blue. No water, just the color blue with some healthy plants. Can also add like a metal round bowl to absorb the negativity. Again, remove all your personal photos. And one of the cures that we had for this year here in the East was your vision board. And we want to take that down now. I think whatever it was that we had our intentions set for fulfilling and manifesting in 2024 have either been realized or not. And it's time to take this down. We're done. Next month is going to be a transition month anyway. Okay, so yeah. So for this section of our home in the East, a green happy hody or a red happy hody to bring in harmony, and again bring in metal objects, something like a dragon-headed turtle or a round metal bowl, even a bell. A metal bell is good. So then we come around to the southeast, home, the Grand Duke, home of the dragon. And here we have the 2-star. We don't want any construction or loud noises here. The 3-star comes in, creating a bullfight. Period 9-star 8 brings a little bit of goodness, but it's overall fighting, fighting, fighting. And females in particular being an overbearing presence. Yeah. Again, we're focused on metal, white, gray, and black, which is so weird. There's so many, you notice this, so many situations where it doesn't feel like we're working with the direction. We're just working with the stars trying to like diffuse the situation. And so there's all this metal sitting in places where you would not normally have metal. And it feels conflicted as hell. So this is the place where we want to have a Tai Shui plaque, a pair of Piao beasties facing into the direction of the southeast where the dragon is, and a golden dragon to honor the dragon of this year. But in general, we don't want to be in here. This is the home of the dragon. So we don't want a southeast facing front door. We don't want a bedroom here. And we want to be just very mindful of this area, keeping it calm, quiet, no construction, and be super mindful of placing the cures if you can't adjust how you're using this room. Don't face southeast. Don't drive towards the southeast. And for December, you can add something red. 8 red silk flowers, 8 red crystals. Do something to motivate that good energy. But in general, it's a wash. It's just, we've got to be careful of all this argumentative energy. We come around to the south. This is the last of the 3 afflictions for 2024, the placement of the 3 killings. And here we have the 7-star with the visiting 8-star, which is not horrible, but we've got also the feeling of this is really like about look at your reputation, the risk of safety, the risk to your money, and the overall star combination really points to mental health issues, sickness for children and pregnant women. And it's a Ba-Gua fraught with animosity and fighting. Check your doors and security. Don't store guns here. Don't store knives here, or any kind of tools like a chainsaw. Focus on blue and black. And then for cures, you can fill a black dish with rice and set a Chinese coin with a bloodstone crystal on top to protect your finances, right? And then we're going to come around our last direction. Finally, the other good direction, which thankfully is my office and my bedroom, is the 9-star in the southwest, our new wealth star. The 1-star visits in December with period 9-6. Period 9-star is the 6-star here. This is creating a dynamic winning combination. Outlook here is financial good fortune, promotion, business luck, fame, happy gatherings. So again, if you don't know the Ba-Gua or the layout of your house Feng Shui, this is a great time to make the investment in getting a consultation with me. I am a traditional Feng Shui consultant. I bring in the flying stars, and you also get free Bazi astrology readings for the owners of the home. So either you and your partner. Best directions again, north, southwest. then areas for caution to health, east, west, and northwest. Areas of caution for violence and fighting, southeast, east, northeast, and south. Like I said, this is not a positive forecast. And my caution to you is use this the best you can. Spin every negative positive. We have the power to do this. We use the cures. We use this advice. We tread carefully where we need to, and we make all the noise we want in the best directions. So, until next time, friends. Oh, and the next video is coming out this week for Thanksgiving. I will be doing tablescapes, how to Feng Shui your tables for the holidays, and the best and most challenging days for December 2024. So I hope you get to check those videos out too. Until next time, friends, be well.